have a tall chai tea latte. Alright guys, I got my drink secured. So I was so happy when you guys requested this video. So shout out to you guys for requesting this because it has been so freaking long since I did like a sit down talk video. So stay tuned because I want to start doing these girl talks more consistently. So definitely subscribe. If you are new to my channel, my name is Seriah Alexus and I normally post vlogs, post great life, some tech, petite fashion too. The first thing I'm going to talk about is just dealing with overwhelm and anxiety. So a little background story about me. I had anxiety when I was very young. We just didn't know what it was, and I feel like anxiety is pretty much, it's a normal thing. Like humans experience anxiety, but there's a difference between like having anxiety and then like being diagnosed. You know, I've always dealt with anxiety. I know that that's what it is. I used to have like bad panic attacks where I had to go on like a machine and everything. So anxiety is still something that I'm dealing with now. I have learned some ways to like kind of manage it a little bit. It's not something that I'm just like, oh, it's gonna go away. I know that this is something that I deal with and it's a normal part of life. So instead of trying to fight it, I try to manage it. So there's many different ways that I try to like handle my anxiety. One of the best ways honestly is going outside if you can and getting fresh air. Like that always helps me. Just being in nature, listening to like sounds outside. If you're by water, listening to water or birds or anything like that. Of course, breathing, meditating. This is something that I can do way more of. I normally get very overwhelmed very quickly just because I tend to put so many things on my plate. So dealing with overwhelm is something that's very important to learn, and like I feel like honestly this is something that we should have learned in school. Like throughout life, like there's always going to be problems that happen in our life or just so many things that we have to manage, and it's easy to get overwhelmed. So having tools to help with that would have been an amazing class. One way that I've been practicing with dealing with being overwhelmed, one is just doing a lot of research. Like I go on YouTube and I learn different techniques. It's also planning, and this comes from me, a person who is like a crazy planner. Sometimes I can over plan, which is not the best thing either, but planning does help. So I create a whole like schedule for myself. I kind of go over like my schedule and how I plan in my vlogs, so definitely stay up to date on my vlogs and stuff because I do go over those things. But basically, I write down all the things that I have to do, and then I make a schedule surrounding those things. Writing all those things down so you see like where all your time is going, and then making a schedule around that. And when you're sitting down and you're stressed out about everything that you have to do, just write down everything. Like they call it like a brain dump list. Write down everything you have to do or everything that's stressing you out, and go through that list and be like, is this something that I really have to do? 1, can somebody else do this for me, or can I ask someone to help me with this? 2, is this something that really needs to be done today or needs to be done this week, this month? And if you do need to do them, you probably don't have to do it right now in that second. I'm the last person who needs to be saying that because I like to do everything myself. Alright, so that kind of ties in with like managing your time. Really, that was another point I wanted to talk about in this video. And just managing your time, again, it's just with creating that schedule. Block scheduling has saved me in a sense, and really planning out my week. When I don't plan out my week, y'all, it's a whole show over here. It's like that episode of SpongeBob when everybody's running around and the whole thing is on fire. That is my life when I do not plan out my week. And then talking about like staying motivated and everything. Staying motivated is something, motivation really, it comes and goes. You kind of have to force yourself to do stuff even when you're not feeling motivated to do it. And if you're really getting so much pushback of not feeling motivated to do something, maybe that's a sign that you're burnt out and that you need to take a break. Productivity is not just getting work done, hustle. Productivity is also balance. So balance to me is making sure I'm catering not only to my career goals, but my personal physical health goals, my mental goals, all of those things. It's hard for me to take breaks too, but you deserve it, period. Another point with staying motivated is really just knowing what you want. That is so important. When I made up my mind that I want to be a full-time YouTuber, like that's my goal. That's not my only goal in life. Like that's not the only career path that I want to pursue in life. I'm trying to do everything, guys. So when I made my mind up, and that was in May 2020, so last year, like this is literally when I graduated college. I was doing YouTube way before then, but it wasn't something that I was like, yeah, full-time, like I want to be a YouTuber. But after like I graduated and like got real, because I'm like, okay, we're done with school, like now what? And a lot of people go through that feeling of like after graduating, even from high school, it's like that now what feeling, like what am I gonna do with myself now? And now you gotta really start making some big girl or big boy decisions. Then I was like, okay, I enjoy doing YouTube. It's something that I love. If this person A can make this out of a career and make a living off of this, so can I. When I made up my mind, that right there is a switch of motivation for me, because now I know what goal I'm striving for, like what exactly I am trying to do. When you make up your mind, it's not one decision and that's it. You can't change your mind, but you need to know like what you are striving towards. When you know what you want to do, then you're set. I'm not saying that the motivation is always going to be there once you figure it out and once you know. It's still going to be like, oh my god. It can be discouraging sometimes when you feel like you should be further, but one thing I will say, nothing that's for you will pass you, okay? Don't compare yourself to other people. I know it's hard sometimes when you see somebody living the exact same life that you want to be living right now, but we all have different journeys. We all have different purposes in life. Don't compare yourself to them. Their purpose may be a whole new different purpose than yours. Everyone is unique. If you are putting in all that hard work and you are doing what you're supposed to do, you are going to get there. If it is something that you are truly meant to do, it will happen for you. So be patient. Making up your mind. That's step 1. Step 2 now is surrounding yourself or following people that are doing exactly what you want to do. So when I realized I wanted to do YouTube full-time, right? I'm following all YouTubers who are already doing it. I'm learning what they're doing. Let's say you want to be a doctor. Go and find someone who's already a doctor in the field that you want to do. Basically learn from them. Seek information from people who are already doing what you want to do. Like, people often get advice from all these different people, or sadly like their parents are the ones who are putting them down. But are your parents doing what you want to do? Are your parents happy with their career? Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that people who are not where you want to be cannot give valuable advice. Of course they can. But don't let people turn you down from your dreams who are not doing that. So surround yourself with people who are already where you want to be, or who are trying to make it just like you. And if you don't have people around you, surround yourself in their content. Watch videos, listen to podcasts, read books. And I'm gonna just say one more thing about this, because this is I really like this topic. Let me get some tea. Create a vision board for yourself. I have a vision board on my laptop. I showed you guys how I did that in my getting my life together video. I look at my goals every single month. Every single month I'm looking at my goals and I'm making sure that they still align with me. I'm making sure that I'm still going towards those things. I might go through in May and I'm like, oh, this goal right here, no, I don't really want that anymore. And I delete it. It's your life. When you see it, it becomes even more real. And like, another important part of staying motivated is just knowing your why. Why did you want to pick this goal in the first place? Whatever reasons make sense to you, write that down. It don't have to make sense to everybody else, but as long as it makes sense to you, that is what's important. Alright, I think that's enough on that topic. I definitely get really passionate about those things. Lastly, I just want to talk more about like dealing with friends and graduating and like maintaining your relationships. And then when you like graduate during a pandemic, it's gonna be hard for you to meet new people. Definitely do not feel like you're alone when you're trying to make new friends. For most of my friends that I had growing up in school, we've definitely grown apart, and there's nothing wrong with like growing out of friendships. It's something that it's just a normal thing, and honestly you start to experience that like once you graduate high school. Graduating college is like a whole different thing, because after you graduate college and you're in your 20s, everybody is on totally different life paths. Some people are getting married and having kids. Some people are starting their careers. Some people are still in school trying to get their degree. There's so many different paths that people go on after you graduate college. It's crazy. For me, I think that right now I'm actually making a lot more connections online. And I seen this meme. It was like, damn, now I gotta be lonely now because I know my worth. Which is hilarious at the same, like, it's low-key like hilarious, I'm not gonna lie, but it is like that. It's like, once you know your value and once you know like what you want out of your friendships and out of your life, you're gonna be way more picky about who you put in your circle, and there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, it may be lonely at first, and yeah, you may not feel like you're connecting with anyone, and then you kind of just hang out with those people you know are not really that good for you, just to hang out with them because you're bored, or like you have nobody else to hang out with, or you didn't find those new friends yet. So I understand, and that happens, you know. I know for me personally, like, I've always been used to like being in like a girl group or whatever, and I love having like a girl, like my little girl squad, or that sounds so corny, but I love being a part of like a girl group and stuff where like we can all go out and chill and like do like group stuff together. I think that is like the best thing ever, and that's something that I love. Really, I don't feel like I have that right now, and those things definitely will come when you work on yourself. It's the same thing with a relationship. You have to work on yourself, and you have to be the best you in order to find the best relationship for you. you know, just keep working on yourself and those things will come to you. You know, I'm not saying that without putting any work or like making an effort to meet new people, you're just gonna magically meet new people. Like, no, you do have to put in some work to meet people. But right now, if you're not really surrounded by, or if you're surrounded by people that you feel like you really don't connect with, just take the time to work on yourself, and those people will come to you that, you know, are kind of more like-minded. Online, you have the opportunity to meet anyone. Hopefully not creepy people, but anyone, and people who are interested in the same things as you. Alright guys, so we definitely talked a lot today. My tea is basically done. I love these talks because not only is it helpful to you guys, but it's also therapeutic because I get to talk about some things myself. Yeah, if you did enjoy this video, make sure you give it a like and make sure that you subscribe and hit the bell notification. Also follow me on TikTok and Instagram. I am very consistent on there now, thankfully. So make sure you follow me on there, and also so you can be a part of my polls when I ask you guys questions on video topics you want to see, because I base my videos on that. So thank you guys so much for watching. I love you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.
I got hoes that I'm keeping in the dark. I got my niggas across the street living large. Thinking back to the fact that they dead, thought my raps wasn't facts, so they sat with the bars. I got 2 phones, one need a charge.